Good morning all of you. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So our today's topic is unsupervised learning. In the last lecture we have seen or we have discussed about supervised learning. So we have seen how to make use of supervised learning to solve classification problem and regression problem. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about unsupervised learning. So you already know about the classification of machine learning. Machine learning is being classified into three major categories. One is the supervised learning, unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. We have seen in case of a supervised learning we required a label data and we required a supervisor under which learning will take place. Now here we are targeting about unsupervised learning. So we'll see how unsupervised learning is different from supervised learning. So first of all we understand what is unsupervised learning. So it's a type of learning where you do not require supervisor. That's why it's named unsupervised. That means learning is carried out where you do not require a supervisor, or we can say that it's a type of a machine learning which discover a new pattern in the given data set with no pre-existing label. So here this is important, that unsupervised learning is going to discover a new hidden pattern from given data set. In case of a unsupervised learning you will get a data set where data is not labeled and that machine will try to discover a new pattern by itself. So in another way we can say that unsupervised learning is a kind of self-learning where there is no instructor, where there is no supervisor. So you have to learn, that machine has to learn by itself from a given data set. But here we are going to provide a data set to a machine, data set to a machine, and from that data set machine is going to discover a new pattern, and that is by itself. And what is the speciality of a data set that we are providing here? In this case we are providing a unlabeled data. Suppose you remember about supervised learning, we have seen that in case of a supervised learning you required a labeled data. We are providing labeled data, you were aware about input, you are also aware about the output. But in case of unsupervised learning you are not aware about the output. So it is totally depend on that particular machine how it will discover a new pattern. So it will make use of unlabeled data. Whatever the data that we are providing to that particular model is a unlabeled data, and you only have input data and no corresponding output variable is there. Again, in case of unsupervised learning we do not need to supervise the model. That is again important thing. See, I will give a simple example to illustrate the concept of unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning means what? That situation is totally new for a given particular entity. So for example, suppose particular person is there who don't know anything about cricket, okay, who don't know anything about cricket, what are the rules of the cricket, how cricket is being played. He don't know anything about the cricket, and now he is sitting with me to watch a cricket. So in that case how learning will take place? Now by watching a cricket, suppose there is a India Pakistan match is going on, India Pakistan match is going on TV, and I along with my friend is watching that particular match. My friend do not have any knowledge about the cricket. So how learning will take place in that case? Now my friend will identify there are two types of player. One type of player is wearing blue t-shirt, blue dress, and another team player wearing a green dress. So he can classify the player based on their dress. Then another way he can observe that few players are there who are fielding in the ground, who try to catch the ball, who try to pick up the ball. Another kind of player is there who is bowling, who is picking a ball and throwing a ball. Then he also observed that another player is there who is holding bat and try to hit the ball. So there is a he, based on that particular data, he can say that in one team there is a batting is going on, in another team bowling is going on. Means set of fielder is there, set of batsman is there, bowler is there. That means he don't know anything. Okay, initially he don't know anything about the cricket. Just through the observation he is learning, and based on this he will discover a new pattern, that he can group a player based on the dress, he group a player based on their action, whether they are fielding, batting or bowling. So in this way learning will take place. So it is an example of unsupervised learning. Here nobody is there, I am not telling anything to my friend that this is a way cricket is being played, these are the rules. That means just by observing the data, just by observing the cricket, he will able to understand it. So this is a kind of unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning is that learning where a particular machine try to discover a new pattern from a given data set with no pre-existing label. So this is what a specialty of a unsupervised learning. So here we'll see again another example, so that the concept of unsupervised learning gets clear. So here we are providing a data to our algorithm. So this is unlabeled data, whether any label is there, whether it is a Tom and Jerry or mouse or Mickey Mouse is there, no, it's totally a mixed data, it's a mixture data, but the main thing is that it is a unlabeled data. So that unlabeled data is given to that algorithm. Now based on the similarity of a data, what that model or algorithm will do, it will divide this into two categories. One is based on the color, yellow color is there, and second one is a gray color is there. That means based on the category, my algorithm or model, what it has done, it has grouped this data into two separate categories. So this is what a unsupervised learning. We are not telling anything to model, but model will learn. It's a concept of a self-learning. Model will learn by its own based on the data provided to it, and based on the similarity it will form a two cluster. This is another example. Here by looking at, I come to know that two apple, two banana and two mango is there, but this is a unlabeled data. I have not just labeled it that this is a apple, this is a mango and this is a banana, but that data is given to my model, and then based on the feature, based on the knowledge of that model, what it will do, it has divided into three categories. One is maybe it is based on color, that red color, two things are there in the red, so it will form a cluster of red. Yellow color is there, based on the yellow another cluster may be formed, and the third cluster may be formed based on the an orange color. So in this way unsupervised learning will work. So here we can see that here we are going to make use of a unlabeled data. Then next is there are two types of problem involved in the unsupervised learning, or two types of problems are there. One is a clustering based problem and second one is a association based problem. Now what is a clustering? What is clustering, or what type of problem it is? In case of a clustering problem, you have been provided a set of data, set of unlabeled data, and based on your understanding you will group that data into different parts. So this is what a clustering. Again here simple example is there. Here to my machine I am going to provide different kinds of ball, and I will ask that machine to group that ball into different category. So based on the capability or learning of that particular model, it will divide this into three different category. First, based on the based on the color combination adopted into that baller, it has divided into three categories. So it's a example of clustering. Okay, so clustering is that kind of problem where you have been given unlabeled data set and you have been asked to group them according to their similarity. So based on the capability of that model, it will group them into different categories. So first type of problem, or first type of subtype in unsupervised learning is a clustering. Then another type is there. So another type is association. So in case of association, generally association is used for recommendation, and its very good example is market basket analysis. Here you can see. Now what is market basket analysis? Why we are saying that it is an example of association? So in case of association kind of a problem, you will try to identify the relationship between two entities. Now here in market basket analysis, you are going to a supervisor, so that owner is observing each and every customer. The person who is purchasing a milk is also purchasing a bread. So here we can see that customer 1 have purchased milk, also purchased bread and cereal. Customer 2 purchase milk, also purchase bread, sugar, egg. Customer 3 purchase milk, bread, butter. And so in this way there are a number of customers are there. So from these 3 customer, what I come to know that the person who is purchasing a milk is also going to purchase a bread. That means here I will find the relationship between these two variable. So it is a what association. It can, in case of association, you will find the relationship between two variable, and that can be used in a recommendation. So I will give another simple example. Suppose you are purchasing a laptop on any particular e-commerce website. Suddenly you will start getting notification that you can purchase bag also, you can purchase mouse also, you can purchase screen guard also. So how that recommendation is coming? It's application of association, because in the, through that association, that model has observed that most of the time person who is purchasing a laptop is also purchasing a bag, also purchasing a mouse, also purchasing a screen guard. That's why that model is recommending you that you can purchase bag, you can purchase laptop, you can purchase a screen guard, and you can purchase a mouse. So this is what an example of association. So in case of association, we'll try to discover the relationship between two variable, and it can be used in a recommendation system. So in case of unsupervised learning, two types of problems are there. One is a clustering problem, where we are grouping a given data into different cluster, and second one is a association, where we will try to identify the relationship between two entity, and based on which we are recommending it. So this is what an example of association. Now the next thing is what are the different unsupervised learning algorithm. So k-means is one of the clustering algorithm which can be used for clustering. It can be used in a segmentation, customer segmentation. Suppose a set of customer is given to that model, and that model being asked to segment the customer. So maybe the case that model will consider the criteria that age, based on the age group of a customer, it will divide this customer into different groups. So that model will find, means we are not telling that we are not telling to that model that group this customer based on their age. We are not telling that divide this customer based on the gender. We are not telling a model that divide this customer based on their city in which they belong. So we are not telling anything, but we are giving only data to that particular model. That model will learn by its own, that means of self-learning, and then it will try to hidden a new pattern. So k-means is one of the clustering algorithm. DB-scan is there, hierarchical clustering is there, density based clustering algorithm is there. Then for association you have a priori algorithm, FP growth algorithm. So these are various unsupervised learning algorithms are there which you can use to solve a clustering problem and association problem. Now next we will see where you can use unsupervised learning. What are the applications of unsupervised learning? So very first application is anomaly detection. Anomaly detection means credit card fraud detection. So in that case you are not specifying anything, but based on the pattern, if that particular model will observe any new pattern, it will identify. So you can use unsupervised learning in anomaly detection. Then you can use unsupervised learning for market basket analysis. Just I given you the example. It is mostly used for product recommendation. Then you can use it for customer segmentation, and also you can use it for credit card fraud detection. So these are the various area where you can apply unsupervised learning. So I hope you understand the concept of unsupervised learning and what are the different application where you can apply unsupervised learning. So what are the points that you need to remember about unsupervised learning? It's a learning where you do not require any supervisor, where you do not require any kind of label data, but learning takes place. It's a concept of a self-learning where your model try to discover a new pattern from a given data set. And unsupervised learning involves two problems. One is a clustering problem, second one is a association problem. Clustering can be used for segmentation and so on, and association can be used to find the relationship between the two or more variable. So these are the points that you need to remember about unsupervised learning. So I hope you understand each and everything. Thank you.